Mass murder and plunder. Former President Noynoy Aquino and his health secretary face criminal complaints for the dengue vaccine controversy. And church bells ring as Catholics mark the start of the Simbang Gabi in a 9-day countdown to Christmas. Good afternoon, I'm Ina Andalong. Thanks for joining us. We start with the latest on Tropical Storm Orduha. Northern and eastern Samar brace for more rains as Orduha is expected to make landfall today. It was last spotted at 100 kilometers east-southeast of Catarman. It's packing winds of 80 kilometers per hour, moving slowly at 15 kph. Signal number 2 is up in Albay, Sorsogon, Masbate, Romblon, Northern Samar, Eastern Samar, Samar, Biliran, Leyte, Aklan, Capiz, and Northern Iloilo. While number 1 or signal number 1 is up in parts of Southern Luzon and other areas in the Visayas. Thousands of passengers are stranded because of Tropical Storm Orduha. Our Makoy Popioco joins us on the line. He's reporting from the NDRRMC office in Quezon City. Makoy, what's the assessment of authorities?
Yes, well, the briefing of disaster management officials have already started, and right now they confirm that 3 people are dead in the provinces of Leyte and Samar even before Tropical Storm Orduha made landfall. 6 people are also missing, and most of them are fisher folk. 4 people are also injured. More than 11,000 passengers are stranded in numerous seaports around the country. Matnog Seaport in the province of Sorsogon records the most number of stranded passengers and carrier vessels. More than 3,000 passengers and over 400 rolling cargoes are stranded in Matnog. Buses bound for Leyte, Samar, and some Mindanao provinces are mostly affected. These are the bus lines that travel via Matnog Port. Most trips for Samar, Leyte, Cagayan de Oro, and Davao at the Araneta bus terminal are also cancelled. Only trips bound for Bicol are accepting bookings as of the moment. The Department of Health said they have already deployed some first aid responders to Matnog Port. Well, the briefing is still ongoing, and we're going to give you the latest on Tropical Storm Orduha as soon as we have them. Ina.
Thank you. Makoy Popioco there reporting from Quezon City. In Cebu, continuous rains caused flooding and minor damage on roads and various parts of the province. Local disaster officials say some families have evacuated in 2 towns in northern Cebu. Under storm signal number 1, all sea travels are suspended, and residents living near rivers and other bodies of water are warned of possible flooding. Cebu capital responders have been placed on alert since Friday. While in northern Samar, 16 out of 24 towns are affected by rains. 7,000 individuals have evacuated. So far, there are no reported casualties. In other news, former President Noynoy Aquino and his health chief Janet Garin are now facing complaints over the dengue vaccine. Our senior correspondent Cecil Lardizabal tells us more.
Former President Noynoy Aquino and his health secretary must answer for the deaths, or at least those that may happen, of children given the controversial anti-dengue vaccine, Dengvaxia. They also committed plunder when they used 3.5 billion pesos in government funds to pay for the vaccine in a mass immunization program in 2016. At least that's the view of Augusto Sihuco, head of the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority under former President Gloria Arroyo. Sihuco went to the office of the Ombudsman to file charges of mass murder resulting to reckless imprudence and plunder against Aquino and former Health Secretary Janet Garin. His evidence, newspaper articles.
There is only 1 death so far, okay? But 1 death is 1 death too many. There will be more than 1 death in this particular event. There will be several deaths.
Sihuco cited reports on the death of an 11-year-old boy who received a 1 dose of Dengvaxia in March. He died days later of congenital heart disease. But Sihuco challenges this finding.
I think that is inaccurate to say it that way. He died because of the Dengvaxia injection. He had congenital heart disease, and he should not even have received Dengvaxia.
Dengvaxia is a product of the French drug firm Sanofi Pasteur. Recently, the company issued a statement disclosing recent findings that the vaccine could cause severe dengue on children below 9 years old. The government program gave Dengvaxia to some 800,000 public school students ages 9 and above. The Sanofi announcement caused widespread panic, especially among parents. It is now the subject of investigation in both houses of Congress. Both Aquino and Garin have denied any irregularity in the purchase of the Dengvaxia. Abigail Valte, who was Aquino's deputy presidential spokesperson, denied Sijuco's claims. In a text message, she says Sijuco has no evidence. Garin issued a statement welcoming the complaint. She says it gives her and the former president a chance to prove their innocence and put closure to the issue. Sijuco was slapped with 7 cases before the ombudsman during the Aquino administration. 5 are pending in the Sandigan Bayan. Cecil Ardizabal, CNN Philippines.
Senator J.V. Ejercito believes Aquino might have been misinformed on the Dengvaxia issue. Ejercito thinks not all information was disclosed to the former president. He says presidents rely on their heads of agencies for information and presume that due diligence is exercised. Ejercito also believes Aquino pushed through with the vaccination program in good faith to prevent a dengue outbreak. He says other officials might have opted not to give him an extensive report that included risks of the vaccine, if any. In Hollywood, 5 women are accusing actor Dustin Hoffman of sexual harassment or sexual assault. According to Variety magazine, the 2-time Oscar winner exposed himself to a teenage girl in 1980. Hoffman is also accused of assaulting 2 women in 1987. A woman named Pauline tells The Hollywood Reporter Hoffman masturbated in front of her in the early 70s when she was 15. Another woman said Hoffman forced her to perform oral sex when she was 21. During the period, the actor shot all the president's men. The 80-year-old Hoffman has yet to respond to the allegations. Have you ever wondered who made it to Google's most searched list? Well, it's a mix of disaster, tech, and personalities. Hurricane Irma came in #1 in worldwide searches. The storm hit parts of the U.S. state of Florida in September. This was followed by Apple's newest devices, the iPhone 8 and 10. Also in the top 5 is TV host Matt Lauer. He became controversial after the NBC fired him over alleged sexual misconduct. Also joining the list is American actress Meghan Markle, the fiancé of Britain's Prince Harry. They're getting married next year. Still ahead, PNP Chief Bato de la Rosa visits Bilibid as he prepares to assume his post as Corrections Bureau Chief. He tries to make a good impression. How? We'll show you later. And also it's the first day of Simbang Gabi. Manila Archbishop Luis Antonio Cardinal Tagle asks Filipinos to pray for one cause. Newsroom will be back after a quick break. You're in the newsroom on CNN Philippines. Welcome back. With just more than a week before Christmas, many are in a mad rush to finish their Christmas shopping this weekend. Transport authorities have stepped up its so-called Oplan Isnabero to keep an eye out for taxi drivers who refuse passengers or negotiate rates. Our Joyce Ilas tells us more.
A payday Friday is always a challenge for Filipino commuters. This gets worse at Christmas time as many rush to malls to finish their holiday shopping.
Mahirap kasi ang taxi hindi dumadaan. Ayaw nila ng ganito. Basta magsasakay sila, basta gusto nila kontrata.
Mahihirapan akong kumuha ng taxi dahil madalang ang dating. Pagka nalaman niya na gano'n ang aking pupuntahan, hindi yun ang kanyang way, tatanggihan niya ako.
Sabi nila 500 or 600, sabi ko nga mas malaki pa yung pamasahe sa taxi na ano lang kaysa sa galing probinsya. Parang hold up yun.
To help ease travel, transport regulators dispatched personnel and civic groups to help monitor and apprehend arrogant, discourteous, and isnabero or snobbish taxi drivers, refusing some passengers or charging excessive fares.
Warning lang po sa kanila, once na pinara po kayo ng mga pasahero, hindi ho ninyo dapat tinatanong kung saan sila pupunta. dire-diretso po sasakay ang pasahero. Pag nagtanong, dapat diretso rin ang pasada. Hindi ho nila dapat ibinababa ang pasahero dahil hindi nila gusto yung pupuntahan or hindi sila nagkasundo dahil ang gusto ng driver ay kontrata.
If this happens, the LTFRB is reminding the public, stay safe and avoid arguing with discourteous or arrogant drivers.
Para ho maiwasan natin yung mga untowards incident ng pananakit. Payo lang po namin sa mga pasahero, huwag na po kayong makipagtalo kasi diyan po nangyayari yung mga arugante na mga drivers na may tendency po talagang manakit sila.
Instead, the LTFRB says commuters must jot down the taxi's business name, license plate, and if possible, the driver's name. Commuters may then approach LTFRB officials in some malls or send a message to LTFRB at 1342, the Department of Transportation at 7890, and the PNP hotline at 117 or 722-0650. You may also send a message to LTFRB's Facebook account, LTFRB Citizen Enforcer. First offenders will be fined 5,000 pesos, second offenders 10,000 pesos, and third offenders 15,000 pesos. The driver's license will also be confiscated and endorsed to the LTO for every offense. Joyce Ila, CNN Philippines.
For the first time since the announcement of his next role as Bureau of Corrections Chief, outgoing Police Chief Ronald Bato de la Rosa visits the new Bilibid prison. Our Camille Abadisio tells us De la Rosa not only laid out his plans for the Bucor, he also took the time to jam with inmates.
Like a mini concert at the maximum security compound of the new Bilibid prison, inmates performed during the Bureau of Corrections anniversary. Their special guest jammer, no less than PNP Chief Ronald Bato de la Rosa himself. Director General Bato de la Rosa visits Bilibid for the first time since the announcement of his new role as Corrections Bureau Chief. He is guest of honor at the 112th founding anniversary of Bucor. De la Rosa later on addresses the inmates.
Pag matapos ang aking criminal extension, din magtuloy ako dito, sana naganda yung samahan natin. Pagandahin natin itong Bucor.
He also gives drug lords a stern warning.
Pero yung mga kasama nyo dyan, na mga drug lord, na patuloy na magta-traffic ng drugs, I will make your life miserable pagdating ko dito. Promise that.
De la Rosa says he will push for the Bucor's modernization and internal cleansing. He's expected to take on his new post by April next year. Camila Badisio, CNN Philippines.
Filipino Catholics marked the start of the traditional 9-day Simbang Gabi. Earlier today, the faithful attended masses held at different churches for their personal intentions ahead of Christmas Day. This one was taken at the Manila Cathedral with Manila Archbishop Luis Antonio Cardinal Tagle celebrating the Eucharist. In his homily, Cardinal Tagle said to pray for and help those affected by Tropical Storm Orduha.
Habang tayo po ay masayang naghahanda sa Pasko, atin din pong alalahanin ang mga kapatid natin na lalo na po sa Samar, Leyte at sa Bicol na binabayo ng bagyo. Kaya ang ating pong pagdiriwang ay hindi naghihiwalay sa atin, sa ating mga kapatid na nangangailangan.
The Simbang Gabi, also known as Misa de Gallo, is observed from December 16th to 24th. The newsroom's back with more stories. Going back to our top story, the NDRRMC confirms 3 are dead due to Tropical Storm Orduha. The youngest among them, the youngest among the 3 casualties, a 2-year-old from Mahaplag, Leyte. The disaster agency adds 4 are injured while 6 are missing. Orduha makes landfall today. It was last spotted at 120 kilometers east-southeast of Catarman. It's packing winds of 80 kilometers per hour, moving slowly at 15 kph. Signal number 2 is up in Albay, Sorsogon, Masbate, Romblon, Northern Samar, Eastern Samar, Biliran, Leyte, Aklan, Capiz, and Northern Iloilo. While signal number 1 is up in parts of Southern Luzon and other areas in the Visayas. A date has been set for the highly anticipated royal wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Kensington Palace announced today Harry and Meghan will marry on May 19th of next year. The palace earlier said the wedding will take place at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle. Christmas came early for this group of young aspiring football players. Last November, they had a once-in-a-lifetime chance to train with one of the most popular football teams in the world, Barcelona FC.
Football. It may not be as popular in the Philippines as basketball, boxing, or even billiards. But that's not stopping these kids from dreaming and training on the field. This year, Milo brought those football dreams one giant step closer to reality. And now, they take it to a higher level by linking with FC Barcelona to help aspiring football players get access to coaching.
We have tied up globally with FC Barcelona to be able to give opportunity for Filipino children to world-class coaching and facilities.
This is where the road to Barcelona begins. A rigorous process of elimination that will ensure the most deserving kids get their slot.
Passing lines, don't be static, Guys, he has the ball. Passing line.
Each player that make it to the selection camp was nominated by their school's coach or their club coach based on their values. It's a difficult and rigorous process, not just for the kids, but for the deciding panel as well. Hundreds of aspiring football players gave their best in hopes of leveling up their skills in Barcelona. While not every player in the boot camp was able to make it all the way to Camp Nou, they still got a taste of Barca training here in Manila. And with Milo's partnership with FC Barcelona as an ongoing program, these kids can come back next year better and more inspired for another shot.
Catch CNN Philippines Sports Desk presents A Road to Barcelona later at 5:30 in the afternoon. Before we go, the National Police has fought wars on many fronts, and that includes a war on fat. Our CN Arcangel talks about the weight loss program Mission Slim Possible.
Looking at SP1 Jonel Bernal, it's hard to think he once tipped the scales at over 200 pounds. Now leaner and fitter, Bernal lost 52 pounds in 6 months because of Mission Slim Possible, the Philippine National Police weight loss program. Bernal says he didn't think he would lose a lot of weight just by regular exercise and changing his diet.
Talaga naman pangarap ko na mag-lose talaga at pagandahin yung katawan para po makatulong sa personal, then para po sa organization po. Napakahirap po pero bilang isang pulis, wala pong mahirap basta ginusto namin gawin.
Launched in June, Mission Slim Possible involved the PNP setting a target of 500,000 pounds, which 170,000 police officers nationwide had to lose. Police officials sought the help of fitness coaches Jim and Tony Saret, who went around police camps teaching cops how to exercise. It's mission accomplished for the police, which even surpassed the target. The PNP lost more than 625,000 pounds as the project ends this month. Deputy Director General Ramon Apolinario says Mission Slim Possible proves that when there's a will, there's a way.
Pinatunayan ng pambansang pulisya na walang imposibleng magawa kung tayo ay sama-sama.
Bernal won the Biggest Loser award for losing the most number of pounds throughout Mission Slim Possible. But on top of the prizes, Bernal says he feels like a winner just for being fitter and healthier.
Napakagaan po sa pakiramdam na bilang isang pulis, lagi kang handa, mabilis, matikas at always mong iniisip na kaya mo maglingkod sa anumang oras.
Apolinario urges cops to stick to the helpful diet and exercise tips they learned.
Hindi pwede tayo tumigil dito kasi once nag-reduce tayo, baka mamaya mag-relax tayo, kailangan i-maintain natin to.
As Christmas parties begin, he hopes the police will watch the food they eat and find time to exercise so they won't gain back the weight they lost. Cian Arcangel, CNN Philippines.
That's what's happening in the newsroom this Saturday.